auspices of the Strategic Communications Interagency Policy Committee, our nation is experiencing unusual times. The past weeks have been characterized by notable threats of protests. While the right of protest is constitutionally guaranteed and remains the cornerstone of democratic governance everywhere and also in our country, Nigeria. However, in the lead up to these protests, groups and vandals, in the lead up to these protests, the Nigerian intelligence and security agencies uncovered plans by subversive groups and vandals to hijack the process. These triggered engagement of both policy and strategic levels with traditional and religious leaders, youth groups, members of the civil society, and leaders of thought, with the aim of appealing to the conscience of the organizers to reconsider their plans in national interest. But these pleas went unheeded. As envisaged, the outcome was the wanton destruction of properties across multiple states. Despite these challenges, our security agencies made concerted and frantic efforts to restore calm to the affected areas, successfully re-establishing order. Over this period, security personnel have remained resilient and dedicated. They have also responsibly discharged their duties. In the last 1 month, since after the previous briefing, various agencies have recorded significant successes against criminal elements on multiple fronts, which is primarily why we are here for this media conference, as we will show below. Sectorial updates. The Nigerian Armed Forces, under the leadership of the Defense Headquarters, exemplifying exceptional bravery and unwavering dedication, continue to safeguard our nation with remarkable achievements. In July 2024, their relentless operations resulted in the neutralization of 572 terrorists, the arrest of 790 suspected terrorists and other criminal elements, and the rescue of 479 kidnapped hostages. Additionally, our gallant troops recovered 440 weapons and 10,589 rounds of ammunition, while also thwarting oil theft worth 3 billion naira. The detailed breakdown includes 232 AK-4 rifles, 93 locally fabricated guns, 82 Den guns, 32 pump action guns, 5,041 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition, 2,768 rounds of 7.62 NATO, 659 cartridges, 69 assorted arms, and 2,259 assorted rounds of ammunition. Furthermore, they intercepted 680,000 liters of stolen crude oil, 625,500 518 liters of illegally refined AGO, 450 liters of DPK, and 1,230 liters of PMS, among other items, demonstrating their relentless commitment to upholding national security. Operation Data Sanity, which extended for about 90 days starting July 10, 2024, achieved remarkable successes, reflecting the unwavering commitment to enhancing security and combating criminal activities. On 9th July, 8 female victims of human trafficking were rescued in Badagry, and the following day, a sea robbery attempt was foiled in Ibaka, Akwa Ibom State. The operation continued with the rescue of 2 male fishermen in Lekki on July 12th. Also, significant breakthroughs occurred in Rivers State, where an illegal oil bunkering storage facility was uncovered on July 22nd, leading to 2 arrests, and a camp of suspected crude oil thieves was dismantled on July 22nd, resulting in 2 more arrests. Additionally, 4 fishermen were rescued in Badagry on July 22nd, and 56 bags of cannabis sativa were confiscated in the same area. The joint efforts of Nigerian Navy and Army personnel culminated in the arrest of 5 members of a kidnapping and armed robbery gang in a joint operation of Forward Operating Base Ibokoda on July 25th. These coordinated actions highlight the strategic and effective measures being implemented to ensure safety and security across the maritime domain. Distinguished guests, the Department of State Services, in pursuit of national security goals, heightened its intelligence gathering and dissemination efforts to drive security operations and law enforcement, to ensure protection of citizens' rights, as well as maintain public safety and order. During the period under review, the service, in collaboration with other stakeholders and strategic partners, also conducted several operations which led to arrests, disruption of criminal networks, and recovery of various incendiary items. While some of the operations may not be revealed for reasons of their sensitivity and need to know, a few are highlighted hereunder. Within the month of July, the DSS sustained proactive intelligence acquisition and dissemination of same to action agencies. These led to the arrest of criminal elements involved in oil theft, kidnapping, burglary, and theft of electrical installations, human trafficking, armed robbery, cult-related activities, terrorism, and insurgency. Similarly, high-profile terrorist leaders, logistics facilitators, gun runners, and IED experts were also apprehended. During the operations, the following items were recovered: semi-automatic double barrels, cartridges, pump-action rifles, locally made pistols, IED initiators, AK-47 rifles, magazines, submachine guns, 20 HW batteries, 132 fuse, 8 detonator cables, and psychoactive substances. 1,150,000 naira, 608,000 French CFA, and of course, assorted arms were among the recovered items. Additionally, economic saboteurs involved in diverting palliatives and agrochemicals were also apprehended. 1,225 kg bags of palliative rice and 48 bags of rice kits were recovered in one of such operations in Katsina State. In the period under reference, the service stepped up its counter efforts against fake news and disinformation. These achievements were made possible due largely to the strategic and transformational leadership provided by the Director General State Services, Alhaji Yusuf Magaji Bichi, CFR, Fellow of the War College, his management team, and indeed the entire staff of the DSS, and of course by their dedication. Overall, the service reiterates its commitment to achieving a peaceful Nigerian nation. Members of the press, in a remarkable display of courage and efficiency, our security agencies have dealt significant blows to criminal networks nationwide. Notably, on July 2024, the Force Intelligence Department and the Intelligence Response Team operatives of the Nigerian Police Force dismantled a notorious syndicate in Plateau State, arresting 16 suspects involved in the theft and robbery of motorcycles and tricycles, leading to the recovery of 8 motorcycles and 11 tricycles. Just a week later, on July 9th, Taraba State Intelligence Department operatives apprehended a 6-man kidnapping syndicate in Mararaba, Kununi, Lao local government area. The operation yielded significant exhibits, including 1 AK-47 with 20 rounds of 7.62 mm live ammunition, 3 SMG rifles with 20 rounds of live ammunition, 1 Mark IV rifle with 10 rounds of live ammunition, and a white Starlet vehicle. The suspects will face court proceedings upon the conclusion of investigation. In a parallel operation, the Special Anti-Kidnapping Squad of Taraba State Command arrested a notorious kidnapper, seizing 3 AK-47 rifles, 4 magazines, 19 rounds of live ammunition, 23 expended rounds, and 5 solar panels from his premises. The Nigerian Police Force National Cyber Security Center tackled a massive financial fraud case acting on a petition from InterSwitch Limited regarding a glitch on its financial portal. The swift response led to the arrest of over 16 suspects, 8 of whom have been convicted. The operation recovered over 3.9 billion naira in cash, properties, and vehicles, with ongoing efforts to recover additional looted funds. Similarly, on July 4th, the Lagos State Command operatives thwarted attack by a notorious kidnap gang. In a fierce gun battle, 9 kidnappers were neutralized, and significant weaponry, including 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 locally made semi-automatic pistols, 9 AK-47 magazines, 3 walkie-talkies, a POS machine, a loudspeaker, 2 operational vehicles were recovered. Investigations continue to apprehend the fleeing suspects. In another notable case, on April 24, 18-year-old Malam Adamu was rescued from captivity in Kazda, Jakusko local government, Yobe State. Police operatives raided the gang's enclave, arresting 3 suspects and recovering 2 AK-47 rifles. Gentlemen and ladies, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps made significant strides in combating various criminal activities, particularly focusing on protecting the nation's critical assets and infrastructure, for which over 70 suspects were apprehended in Rivers and Bayelsa states for illegal bunkering, pipeline vandalism, and operating illegal refineries. The NSCDC also tackled cases of armored cable vandalism, illegal mining, and red track theft with hotspots in Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Abia, and Kogi states. The Corps secured over 20 convictions. Ladies and gentlemen, custodial and correctional services are crucial to maintaining national security and ensuring the proper rehabilitation of offenders. The service is actively working to recapture escapees from the medium security custodial center in Suleja following the collapse of the facility's perimeter wall on April 24, 2024. It is instructive to note that the anti-graft efforts and the campaign against cyber criminals who have tarnished the country's reputation globally have achieved significant success, causing the criminals to face the consequences. This success has sparked serious resistance from these criminals, leading to a massive and well-orchestrated smear campaign against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Furthermore, the agency has publicly acknowledged some operational lapses and has promised to review and discipline any erring officials. Amid these challenges, fifth columnists have intensified their efforts to wage a war of calumny against the agency under the banner of End EFCC. Although the aborted July 5th protest against the EFCC was successfully managed through multi-pronged approaches and interventions, the Commission remains vigilant. The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has been at the forefront of safeguarding national security by effectively combating financial crimes such as money laundering and terrorist financing. In the month under review, the NIFIU's relentless efforts have markedly strengthened Nigeria's financial systems and brought the country closer to exiting the Financial Action Task Force Grey List. Through a series of impactful initiatives and strategic partnerships, the NFIU continues to perform its critical role in enhancing the nation's financial integrity and regulatory frameworks. Members of the press, the NDLEA activities are focused on two main areas: drug supply reduction and drug demand reduction. In drug supply reduction during the period under review, the agency, in the drug demand reduction, treatment and rehabilitation efforts saw 700 individuals receive care at the agency's facilities. through our prevention programs, including the War Against Drug Abuse, WADA campaign. The NDLEA educated 204,661 people in various settings about the dangers of drug abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, as the gateway into the country, overseeing the flow of goods and ensuring that trade relations are upheld, the Nigerian Customs Service, as a crucial component of national security, not only facilitates legitimate trade, but also safeguards the country by intercepting illicit goods that could undermine economic stability and public safety, just as its effectiveness in revenue collection and anti-smuggling operations directly impacts the nation's financial health and security. In July 2024, the Nigerian Customs Service exceeded its revenue target with a collection of approximately 467 billion, marking a 9% increase over the monthly goal. The Nigerian Immigration Service continues to play a critical role in safeguarding national security by managing border governance and migration with precision and diligence. During the month under review, the Nigerian Immigration Service marked several notable achievements, including the near completion of the transformative technology complex. This cutting-edge facility will centralize automated monitoring, data analysis, and intelligence sharing, significantly enhancing national security. The rollout of an advanced electronic passport with improved security features and the implementation of the 2024 new visa policy highlights the service's efforts to modernize and attract foreign investment, aligning with the administration's renewed hope agenda. Similarly, the service has made substantial progress in strengthening its public key infrastructure and public key directory, ensuring compliance with international standards for secure digital certificates. Emergency response is essential for protecting lives and property during crises by enabling prompt and systematic action. It reduces the effects of disasters, strengthens community resilience, and fosters stability. Quick action builds public confidence and ensures smooth coordination among agencies. Leading this effort are the National Emergency Management Agency, Federal Road Safety Corps, and the Federal Fire Service. In other words, in a bold step towards rebuilding and recovery, the federal government has launched the resettlement scheme for persons impacted by conflict. This ambitious initiative, inaugurated with the support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima, aims to provide essential housing and rehabilitation for those displaced by conflict in pilot states, marking a transformative effort in community restoration. NEMA's unwavering commitment was further demonstrated through its swift action through the tragic suicide bombing in Goza, which claimed over 18 lives and injured 32 others. The agency's rapid evacuation and medical support, coupled with ongoing flood prevention and the response and evacuation and medical support response measures across 32 states highlight its vital role in managing crisis and delivering humanitarian aid, ensuring that communities receive timely and effective assistance. On the side of road safety, the Corps intensified its strategic communication efforts to address the high incidence of road traffic accidents. With its prominent visibility on the highways, the FRSC leveraged its public relations unit and national traffic radio to emphasize that road safety is a collective responsibility. This approach aimed to foster a sense of ownership among road users and encourage compliance with traffic regulations, notably following fatal crashes in Kano State involving overloaded trailers. The Corps implemented targeted communication strategies, including pre-campaign briefings, town hall meetings, road shows, and media outreach. The initiatives included engaging local leaders, partnering with law enforcement, and utilizing various media channels to highlight the dangers of vehicle overloading. Looking ahead, our security agencies will concentrate on several key strategic priorities to address and mitigate emerging threats. Intelligence sharing, interagency collaboration mechanisms will be strengthened to better anticipate and counter security threats before they manifest. In alignment with the whole of government strategy, all agencies will focus on ensuring that security efforts are community-oriented and responsive to the needs of citizens. Areas of collaboration with international allies will be explored to address regional and global security issues, drawing on best practices and shared expertise. These priorities will guide our efforts as we continue to work towards a safer and a more secure environment for all. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we want to extend our deepest thanks to all Nigerians and residents for their unwavering support, especially during a period fraught with significant threats of protest and unrest. The challenges we faced have been met with remarkable resilience and cooperation from every corner of our society. Given the situation, we wish to appeal to the media, storytellers, narrators, and indeed any person who uses the phone to apply restraint in the way and manner they pass information. It is time to build our nation, and everyone, irrespective of age, religion, or sex, should roll up their sleeves and be part of the nation-building effort. Protests cannot solve our problems, but ideas, support, and collaboration could. No one builds a nation by destroying it. Let us be patriotic. As we advance, we urge all citizens, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, civil society groups, religious communities, and indeed faith-based organizations and other essential stakeholders to maintain their crucial support and engagement. The progress we have achieved is a testament to the strength of our collective efforts and interagency collaboration. By uniting our resources and determination, we can address these threats and build a future of greater security and prosperity for our nation. Thank you for your dedication and for standing with us through these times. Thank you, everyone, and thank you once again.
Yes. Because we are having some indications, somebody still once said that it's not an election, that we should stop covering. So we want to categorize, since you are our voices in various agencies, we want to hear from you. Should journalists stop covering the protest? That's number one question. Number two, the police said they arrested over something protesters. 681, but the organizers are saying they are over 1,000. So we want to know how, as the police profiled the arrested protesters, and where are the ones that have been profiled, where will they be charged to court? The last one is about the Russian flag. In northern region, we've seen protesters waving northern flags. We want to know, is the Russian flag. We want to know what the security agencies are doing to intervene in this situation. Particularly that this is becoming a growing process, giving us concern, because they were actually calling for the intervention of Putin to come and intervene in the country that has a president. So we want to know whether the agencies are taking it with deep love and whether you are not doing anything on that as a matter of fact. Thank you very much.
Still for DSS. Which one? Okay, we'll come. You know, organizing this press event, I've not got briefs about any arrests. Maybe after the conference, if there is any information about any arrest that I can confirm, I will definitely get to you. Police, please.
The job SCP, Nigeria Police spokesman. Let me start by saying misuse of words is the greatest cause of errors. We need to use our words contextually this time around. I know we are aware that we are having protests in Nigeria. At the same time, we are aware we have riots in some states in Nigeria. So arrests of certain individuals who have been riotous should not be seen as the arrest of protesters. Let us get it clear. There are some states in Nigeria that have been having peaceful protests. Security agencies have been engaging them. In some states, I'm sure and I know you are aware, that some governors and public office holders have been engaging them. You can only engage a gathering, an assembly that is friendly and accessible. Where you have individuals wielding stones, offensive weapons, dangerous weapons, and all the likes, I don't think a reasonable man will move close or be in the middle of such a gathering. Channels, you said we have taken over the national stadium, both the police and the military. Well, this is the Federal Capital Territory, the heartbeat of our own great nation. The court ruling and FCDA asked them to use Moshood, Abiola, Stadium in Abuja, not this Sheikh Musa Yaradua Expressway. I think the road that leads to from the city gate, Stadium City Gate, and to the airport, I think is Musa Yaradua Expressway. So I think we need to get it right. The venue is Moshood, Kashimawo, Abiola Stadium in Abuja. So if you see any individual on this expressway, I think that person has deliberately and willfully violated the agreement or the court ruling. And we need to be law-abiding in this country. We need to obey rule of law in this country. Our presence is not to harass anybody, not to intimidate anybody, but for us to protect our national assets. You see deployment, every deployment at the 3-arm zone of the country. Like I always say, 3-arm zone harbors is the heartbeat of this country, where we can say the capital of Nigeria, where we have the judiciary, the legislative, and of course, the villa. Eagle Square is opposite and of course located at the same area. I'm sure you know that 3-arm zone again harbors the arcade where we always honor our fallen heroes. These are critical assets to us in Nigeria and we value them so much. We don't want certain individuals to vandalize or cause any destruction. You agree with me that in some areas in Abuja, we recorded riots. And this protest was violent. I know you know Kubwa, you know Lube, you know Maraba Yanya Aziz, where property were destroyed and some set ablaze. Anywhere we have these engagements, these activities, I don't think we should refer to such an assembly or a gathering or a procession as peaceful anymore. I want to confirm again that those that have been arrested so far, to the best of my knowledge and with the records I have from all the states, are criminally minded individuals who went out, who actually engaged in various criminal offenses ranging from armed robbery, homicide, mischief, or the one we call malicious damage, massive destruction of private and public facilities, owners and in pains, as I speak with you. So I don't want us to use the word protesters for those who are actually, to the best of our knowledge, and based on our findings, that are rioters and of course criminally minded individuals. Let us mind our words and let's use appropriate words so that we will not hit off the polity and paint the government and security forces bad or negative. You said some people arrested some journalists and they were masked. I don't think I've seen any marks operative, security operative so far. We don't mask. All our faces is seen. Because if you are marked, if you have used any mask, you not be mentioning people. I've seen people calling out some names that CPFCT, social officer has done this, have done that. If they're actually masked, I don't think you'll be able to identify them. And for so far so good, the rule of engagement has been excellent. We have been so professional. I know some individuals, yes. We have been so professional about managing this protest. Where we have been using tear gas, I think is allowed anywhere in the world to use tear gas to disperse rioters. We have gatherings and we have public gatherings. We have assemblies and we have assemblies. But anytime any gathering or assembly becomes riotous, we have the mandate, we have the constitutional backing, we have the legal backing to engage proportionally, professionally, logically, and diplomatically to handle such a situation. Actions and reactions are equal and opposite. We handle, engage, and attend to incidences the way they come. Where we have been so professional in the area of using tear gas, it is necessary to do so at that time. We have reiterated on several occasions that we will not fold our arms to see anarchy in the land again. We cannot afford to have an experience what we experienced during the last violent EndSARS in 2022. Up till now, many are still in pain, and we cannot allow such a thing to repeat itself. In the southern, as in some states in the east, in Lagos, in Edo, in Rivers, I'm sure you know, police and other security agencies have not engaged protesters anyhow. But in some states, Kebbi, Nasarawa, Kano, Kaduna, they have been so, it's Zamfara again, and they have been so violent. In fact, they went as far as some taking over the government houses in these states. I don't think the police and other security agencies in these affected states, I don't think they have done anything wrong by engaging them. It is important at that time to engage them professionally, and this we have done. We have arrested so far 873 suspects. And these suspects are those who are directly connected to one criminal offense or the other. Where anyone alleges the police have arrested protesters, please let me know the protester. I want to use this one to even set the record straight. One of the demands of protesters is that the federal government should release those who are being incarcerated in prisons for EndSARS protests. We have 7 names. Take It Back movement alleged and tackled our statement from the police that we don't have any EndSARS protest in any of our facilities in Nigeria, incarcerated. Those who are in correctional center facility, they are criminals who have been charged to court. And they were charged to court for armed robbery, murder, and other criminal offenses. No single EndSARS protester is still being incarcerated or kept in any of our facilities in Nigeria. Whoever has want to challenge to come up, I have their names there. I'm going to share the names with you. Offenses committed for which they were charged to courts. And dates, I have them. I contacted my colleague from Correctional Service. We did our findings, and we noticed that the names they roll out are not protesters. Those who went to attack facilities in Lagos, I think 1 or 2 of them were those who went to the palace of Oba of Lagos. Is Oba's palace part of the EndSARS protest? Is it a police station? If at all you actually wanted to EndSARS or end police. I don't think the Oba's palace in Lagos is part of police facility. So we need to set this record straight, and it's important for us to know. So far, so good again. We have been able to arrest some individuals who were calling for subversion and who engaged themselves in what I call treasonable felony. To carry the flags of a foreign country on our land is a criminal offense. We have them arrested. Just this morning, we have arrested one Ahmed Taylor from Kwana Hudu, a Nasarawa local government area of Kano State, for producing in large quantity Russian flags given to young Nigerians to go and fly. For reasons known to him, we are profiling him. You want to get other sponsors like him. As I speak with you, the same thing is happening in Kaduna. Just as we started this briefing, we've been able to arrest 30 of them with same Russian flags. And don't want us to still believe that for now, at this stage, we are still having a protest. The undertones of this protest, based on our intelligence before this thing commenced on 1st of August, 2024, have begun to manifest. Because I don't think held bad governance, peaceful protests should degenerate to a level where a foreign country's flags will be flown in Nigeria. And it's like spreading from one state to another and to another place. Are we still having a protest? That is a big question for all of you. So I want to still say again, social media, I think the DSS will handle that. You know, you are my twin brother. Olatunji, you are talking of water cannons. We have water cannons. We have been using them, but we have enough smoke, and we have been using our smoke, like I told you. I don't think, and I don't have that record, that policemen have been firing live ammunition in any of the states. I was told that a Kano, where they allege that policemen engaged in firing, I don't have that report, but all I know is that we were able to recover 2 AK-47 from these protesters. So if we have been recovering arms from them, if they bear arms, who knows who pulls the trigger? It's a very difficult thing for us to stand there and to say that the police or any other security agency has been using live ammunition. Once we have been recovering arms from them. So Solomon, don't be surprised because, pardon? Who fired you? Do you know the people? No, there's no after the whole thing. This is an open. Who did it? Who? Which uniform? Every security agency has its own uniform. For the police, this is our turnout for now. Camo and this red band on our left arm.
We suspected DSS because they also worked like when they came down when they arrived from the vehicle, they brought about 5 Toyota Serena vehicles. And when the policemen were with them, they were working together. So well, for them to have worked together, that means they had kind of cooperation, a form of collaboration. If the people have been killed, this is not what we say.
And you saw them firing live ammunition or tear gas? Well, the report I have from the FCT, I know we have not engaged with the use of live ammunition. Maybe the DSS will know those who are deployed, but to the best of my knowledge, so far so good in the history of this country, this protest has been well managed. Because if you have not, even at the high point of provocation, where policemen were attacked, some stoned, we still exercised restraint and we did not even respond the way it used to be in the past. And I think security forces now should be commended to an extent for the way we have managed this so far. It's not easy to manage a complex nation like Nigeria, like I always say. How do you want us to manage a situation where a protest has been declared to happen in 36 states, including Federal Capital Territory, simultaneously? Don't forget, we engage them, and we're able to tell them, to advise them to avoid street procession. How do we have personnel to deploy to all the routes, highways, and streets in Nigeria? It is not possible. That's why we encourage them. We pleaded with them to use designated venues. But you can see across the state where we have protests, many of them did not yield to this advice. They took out in numbers, and they took over many streets, routes, and major highways. Still, we were able to manage this. Don't forget, our primary duties are still there as security agencies. You don't expect us to leave our major jobs undone while we are managing protests. Yet, we still manage these protests. We pull out men from various places from our pools, deploy them accordingly to protect protesters, to protect other Nigerians who are not even interested in any protest. So far, so good. We have been able to do what is necessary to make sure protect the lives and property of all Nigerians. If you still have any clarification, maybe after this, you can engage me. I have answer to every question or to every intervention. Thank you.
Covering the protest, and that the DSS, you suspected that the DSS shot at you Luckily, you are a journalist, and I know as a journalist, you're also an investigative one. You interrogate issues and you get answers, particularly in the elementary questions or elementary journalism, the W and H questions: who, where, when, how, and all of that. You haven't presented all of this. It is not good to just make conclusions, and very hasty ones. That someone is in a mufti does not make that person a DSS personnel. On the 25th of July, we made a very thorough press statement, and we said particularly that information available to us showed that some persons and groups were very determined to infiltrate the planned protest, and that it would not be good for citizens to go about the protest the way they had planned it. Fortunately, or so, or coincidentally, one of the counsels to the protesters, Mr. Olu Adegboruwa, son, has also come to say that he expressed his regrets, that he stood in favor of the protest, and he was calling out the people to come back. And but when you have losing the dog, bringing it back may be very difficult. The dog does not know the owner. This is an analogy. Sometimes it's easy to start some of these things, to put the light or the fire, but extinguishing it becomes very difficult. And that reminds me about J.P. Clark's poem, The Casualties. Casualties are not only those who are wounded, though they are well out of it, but definitely in the times of war and all of that, they are also, you may be in your house during war, but you are not at peace because stray bullets can also hit you. So the DSS, to be specific, has not in any way infringed or gagged the media or members of the public who are protesting. What we have done is to ensure passage of safe corridors for people, work with citizens and stakeholders to ensure that there is peace, while still urging all persons who are aggrieved to sheath their sword and see the reasons to be peaceful. There is an ongoing protest in UK. The Prime Minister of UK has specifically said there will be consequences. Yes, he said the fact that people are protesting over things does not mean that you use the opportunity of the protest to become criminal. And that is what we have seen. People vandalizing public infrastructure, people, nobody is saying that the media should not do its work, but the media should be careful about how they slant stories. Some miscreants, not protesters this time, in Kanu, were going to vandalize places and had confrontations with security agencies, the army, the police, and others who tried to stop them from attacking members of the public, vandalizing shops, and all of that. And the media said the military and the police and DSS were attacking protesters. It's not proper. The way we tell the stories, some persons, some media agencies were giving focus to the protest and the destruction that that is coming from it, as if all the protesters needed would be such publicity and such oxygen of information spread. No, but we can apply restraint. If the protester, especially the ones who have taken laws into their hands, know that you are not giving them the kind of pride of place you are giving them on your platforms, they will have a rethink and they will not be on the street. So we are working with all stakeholders to be sure that there is no breakdown of law and order. And specifically, the president has said in his address yesterday that, the young people should not let some persons deceive them about their country. And again, the security agencies must, in line with global best practices and protocols, discharge their responsibilities. And that we must do. So, gentlemen, we need your support. We need every hands on deck to have peace in our land. We are practicing our careers and our jobs because there is peace. If there is a breakdown of law and order, we won't be seated here. Ask Somalia, ask Sudan, ask Yemen, ask Gaza, ask Ukraine. That we must build peace and lasting one for our nation is something every one of us must do. And next time, Punch, if you feel you say people came to attack, establish their identity properly. And that is the confusion in the whole thing. And we'll investigate some of these things, whether it is our staff, it cannot be. That one is ruled out. I can tell you no SSS person will shoot at a journalist or even shoot at people, except where and when it is appropriate for the deployment of such force. If life, your own, or any Nigerian citizen's life is under threat, then such maximum force can be applied, but not in the instance you have mentioned, no. But we will also investigate the issues you have raised. Thank you very much. Say that the administration, his government, will not take the threat by any group against the other. And holistically, he asks security agencies to rise to the occasion and discharge their responsibility. That is a presidential order. We will do our job within what the law has allowed. And all the agencies, including the service, will rise to the occasion to make sure that there is peace across the length and breadth of the Nigerian nation. And we solicit the support of the media and, of course, every citizen in the land. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my esteemed security officers, gentlemen of the press, and I want to Jaguar. What I want to tell you is that the Immigration Service has made the process seamless. He can attest to that he applied online, uploaded the documents himself, did not meet any officer. He went there to do his own capture. So sometimes when you apply for passport and it's not out, there are other issues. He has not come out to tell us whether it was change of data he applied for, or whether he applied for renewal of his passport, or it was fresh. So he has also not told us whether he has collected the passport. Okay. So renewal, you were asking for the timelines, and then the timeline for renewal of passport is 3 weeks if there are no issues. And then for fresh is 6 weeks. And then for those who are applying for change of data, you are applying for change of that, there's no timeline for that. It takes some time. And then for those applying for visas, we also made the process so seamless. We have visa on arrival. You can attest to that people can apply from anywhere in the world, get approval, and take the pre-approval to the airline, book their flight, and come to Nigeria. At the point of entry, your visa is issued. So you can see how we have also deployed technology to make the process seamless. So the other issue you also mentioned, that we are so corrupt. There's a lot of things going in service, and that has also made the EFCC to also establish a unit. EFCC is here, maybe we'll allow them to also tell you, because from what Ido has said, is from the standpoint that he actually applied for passport, he did not get it in time. But for him to also go as far as to also print in the, also post in his own paper that EFCC established a unit to also investigate passport issues and visas. The spokesperson for EFCC is here. Maybe he will tell us what that unit is for. Because from what we can see, if you can also read from the press statement released by the EFCC, what he published in the paper was quite different. What he did publish in the Punch was, in his daily trust, was different. It was not what, but he's here, so I will not speak for him. Since he's the one that established the unit, he will tell us what that unit is for. But definitely not for the immigration service. We have also done so many things in the service. Recently, we also concluded the sensitization exercise for mitigating corruption and then for efficient service delivery. We did that in collaboration with DFCC, with Servicom, and all of that. And also have ACTU, anti-corruption unit in in all our 36 states. We have ACTU there, and we also have Servicom desk to also look into that. Though you have not told us whether you have collected your passport or not. You only say that you applied, and up to now you have not collected. I don't know whether you have collected or not. Okay, so thank you. So EFCC, we just clear what.
There is a strong confirmation that a certain religious group has infiltrated the ongoing protests in parts of the north. These are the kind of things that the media should expose, and remove focus on security agencies. Except we are talking security issues, but targeting security personalities for attack may not be the way to solve the issues. Sorry, just for avoidance of doubt, it is important that we mention that the EFCC has said that between May 2023 to date, between May 2023 and up to now, it has received about 15,753 petitions, investigated 12,287 cases, filed 5,376 cases in court, and secured 3,451 convictions. The Commission's monetary recoveries during this period include 231.6 billion naira, $70.2 million, 29,264 pounds, 208,000 euro, 51,360 Indian rupee, 3,950 Canadian dollar, 740 Australian dollar, 42,390 dirham, 270 South African rand, and 74,754 Japanese yen, just for our guidance. You'll find this on paragraph 14 of the press briefing. The last three questions, TVC, describe them, did not occur in the same spread in the same intensity and disagreements, and that is what defines human interactions. We did all we could. We reached out to people, and I know all the security agencies in their levels and capacities did all of that, including political authorities and all of that. But the greatest thing and the basic information we had was that this would be infiltrated. And that is the reason why we were pushing and saying, do not start at all. If you start, it may be difficult to stop. And we are at that point of warning. We still want to plead with every one of us in Nigeria going to do protests, violent or peaceful ones, in the circumstance of our country is not the best way to register our grievances. The president has said he has heard the complaints, he has heard the voices of all citizens who have complained, and he has said everything he's doing is in good faith. I'm not the spokesperson for government, but we all work for government, and we must make sure that what the president and all authorities of government have said must resonate with the society and resonate with all of us. So for those who have decided to go to the street, is their choice. But if they have become criminal, they will face the consequences. Not completely start after NSAS. Hello? Hello? So it did not completely start after NSAS. You know, every society has lived with crime and criminality. Criminal activities are the basic aspect of human society. But authorities, order, and government exist in order to clean the society of these criminal intentions. So I have emphasized earlier that there must be deviance, people who must not respond to orderliness and laws of the society. And where that exists, the security agencies are obligated to ensure that those persons are meant to face the books. To come forward for dialogue. What can be better than that position? And he has also said that he is ready to accede to their disposition for dialogue at any given time. I'm saying this because such statement has a direct significance on security management. And the disposition of the protesters to take to dialogue will also bring about peace. The direction of the DSS, whether now, in the past, or in the future, is that security and intelligence management is the work of every person. It is not gone are the days when you think that security belongs to security agencies. We have the challenges we are having today because the society is still adopting the we versus them approach to security management. For us, security management is all-encompassing. Every hand must be on deck. One hand does not tie a person. One hand, you cannot clap with one hand. We need two hands to clap and clap effectively. So we are inviting you, independent, and indeed all members of the media, to join DSS, join police, join the defense, join army. All strata of stakeholding in Nigeria are invited to be on the platform of national security management. If you see something, say something. The planners of the protest live amongst us. The criminal aspects of the protest are also amongst us. come forward and bring information as to who is doing what, be a good neighbor, and we'll collectively solve the challenge of insecurity in our nation. Thank you. Last question. You that is saying security was manhandling protesters. The same you also now are saying that protesters, the security was at the mercy of protesters. No, excuse me. Now, the issue is this. If the security person had approached the protesters with the mindset that he's going to approach peaceful protesters, just to stand by, watch them, guide them, be on the trail of the protesters, route lining and all of that, and they turn, aggressive, without provocation against, please, can you suspend that now, please? So if that happens, and the security person who had ab initio not prepared for such circumstance, what do you think? If he had all the gears to prepare himself and was just, and they say, no, these people will be harmless, just go like that. They will not do you anything because the organizers had promised they will be harmless. And unfortunately for you, you just go and you are. The situation we face is that citizens, tend to think that you shouldn't do some things because it's not about them. When it is about them, they think you should rather, on my desk, some journalists have come to me and asked me to go and help them arrest somebody, including their landlords, for asking them money for their house. Yes. And you remind them, what about rule of law? They say this one is different. So that is the kind of situation we face in our country. I think we are coming gradually to this end of this program, but before we eventually complete today's series, let me invite the DMO, Director Media Operations, General Buba, to please come forward and make a quick presentation. Major General Buba, please.
Well, in continuation with the discussion regarding the ongoing protest in the country, of the ongoing protest across the country, I will say that one thing is clear. It is clear that protest means different things to different people. That is very evident from what we have seen. For some, protest means riot. For others, it means looting. For some others, it means demonstration. And the question will be, why are we seeing these different trends across the country? The answer is simple. And the answer is simple because, like earlier emphasized, there are several factors. There are several groups who are feeding on the frustrations of Nigerians that has brought about what we are seeing today. I've spoken about opposition politics. I've spoken about sovereign interference. I've also spoken about interest groups, terror, groups and also other groups. Now, based on their purposes, we have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly across our nation. What I would like to say is that for us in the armed forces, we are a stability force. And as a testament to this, we are deployed across the country, which is indicative of our commitment to defend our country and to protect our citizens. Now, we will continue to be a stability force as we seek to bring stability in any area of our country where it is needed. And we will continue to be committed to guarantee the safety of our citizens across the country, and will continue to do so. What we urge citizens at this point is that the president has spoken and has opened the door for dialogue. I will encourage those behind this protest, if indeed they have the goodwill and interest of this country, to take the option of dialogue and let us resolve the challenges and let us move forward. This is all I have to say at this point. Thank you.
As men of pen to make Nigeria survive.